Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome. We are here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. And how are you?
Really? He's got a call now? Right now? Right at the beginning of the episode?
Is this be real now?
Huh?
Is this?
No. We can throw this. We'll send it to him and be like, "See what you interrupted." For those who can't see, my uncle is calling me right now. I've been trying to get a hold of him for weeks, and he's not a texting person, so he doesn't respond to texts.
But how are you?
How am I?
How are you? I've asked you several times now.
Hold for 1 second.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hello, viewers. Downtown Andy here. Today we're gonna say hi to hygiene.
Are we talking about hygiene today?
Yeah, we'll get there.
But how are you?
I am very, very tired.
It got hot real fast.
You heard my rant when I walked through the door earlier. You know, they'll get that later.
It got so hot. It was hard, and like the dog more than anybody was like, "I really don't want to do this."
Go out? Yeah.
And I told her, I'm just like, if you were ever gonna learn to pee indoors, do it now. And she was like, "Ew."
I've been saying forever we should teach the animals how to use the toilet. There are so many videos of cats.
I know,
pooping
but we have
the toilet.
An arthritic dog. I'm not going to make her balance on a toilet.
I don't really feel safe with a 70-year-old arthritic sheriff watching my back. Are you gonna help me or not?
I'm fine.
Are you?
I am. I got a lot of work done today.
Well, we just had a nice shower.
Yeah. I was real jazzed on that shower too. I love that shower.
You know what I love?
It makes showering pleasurable.
I do love that, especially because now we have a head with the filter.
Yeah.
Which I should have done years ago because the water in this town is just fucking terrible.
It's terrible.
It is. There were times throughout the years where you could, like, once they dumped the chemicals in, like at the beginning of the month, you could fucking smell them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had people who've used my shower here who've been like, "This is why my hair's falling out."
See, I know that when I used to go, like when I would like house sit for my parents, for some reason my hair was much softer after I used their shower.
Your hair looks great.
Thanks. It's long. It's long and it's
Lustrous,
kind of fried,
luxurious.
but I'm gonna take it.
But you know what's not long and not fried?
Tell me.
The rules.
The rules. All three of them?
Maybe one's a little toasty.
One is a little toasty. It's a little spicy, I would say.
Ooh. I do love a good spice.
But we do have 3 rules here.
Actually, no, I can't have spice. We all know what happens with me lately in spice.
That's true.
Whether it's wasabi or hot sauce or steaming
red
dumplings,
something, is anything.
I am susceptible to these ridiculous nosebleeds now.
But we do have 3 rules.
Rocco, my nose is bleeding.
3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and please don't be a dick.
Do it. Just don't. I can see no, not Dan Lauria, the other one, Richard Kind. I can see him right now. Oh my God, what are you doing?
What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about?
That's what I said.
What do I want to talk about?
Are we talking about hygiene?
So I had a very stressful day today because I was hit from all sides, Like, we could talk about hygiene, we could talk about bad days, bad dates.
No.
We've all had bad days.
We talk about bad days all the time.
Yeah, okay. Today wasn't a bad day. Yeah. It wasn't it was just another Monday at work, And the funny thing, like, I tell people in the office all the time, like, I love Mondays. Mondays are my busy day. But, that's why I took this job to we've said this ad nauseum, like, I hate sitting still.
Mm-hmm.
So Mondays keep me busy.
Mm-hmm.
But between the load of crap in the truck I had to swap out for and getting touched by spider webs at every fucking corner and sweating, like, I'm already Italian.
It's like every time I went outside today.
Yeah.
Every time I went outside today, I could hear the bugs. You know the sound that stink bugs make when you can hear it in the tall grass, and I'm just like.
See, like, I remember the TikToks that you made right before we started dating, where it was summer, fall of 2021, and you were talking about sweating through, like, a bra and a bathing suit all in the same day.
That's why I stopped wearing bras. I don't like wearing bras anymore.
Until we found you those post-surgery ones.
They're so comfortable. I hate that they're so comfortable because they're so ugly.
Yeah, well, it's usually how it works. But, like, and the thing is, like, I've never been one for, like, showering before bed or at night. It's like, to me, it's always, you shower first thing in the morning because you've been sleeping in your own filth all night long. Like, I drool in my sleep. I,
Ew.
sweat in my sleep.
Yeah, but everybody does that. Everybody does that. So, like, I get it.
But I'd much rather get up early, take a shower, and then put clean clothes on, teeth, deodorant, everything, and be ready for the day. Because throughout the day, especially with the job I have now, I'm going to get filthy.
Sure.
So.
But then you want to sleep in that?
No. So. It's just like you say, just splash a little water on yourself.
Yeah, just splash a little water on
yourself. I don't really want to do, like, I have made myself, like, wipe down with, like, what? So our new co-host is
she's trying
testing out her hammock.
Yeah, she's trying to destroy the box with all of our old sound equipment in it.
You could be on camera,
She's like, no, I'd really rather eat these wires.
All right, go
anyway.
For it. So I'm more of the morning shower type person, but as of late, like, I do appreciate a good shower after the shift.
Sure.
Because of how gross I get. Because the thing is, like, they don't maintain these trucks. Okay, the trucks are filthy inside.
Well, gross.
I have to buy my own Clorox wipes and periodically wipe the whole fucking thing down, because aside from the sweat from the heat and the spider webs and everything, our trucks are full of pollen and dust.
Not to mention the fact that you're literally like driving around inside a microwave.
Yeah. It still kills me every time people ask. They're just like, "Oh, you guys don't have air conditioning in those things, do you?" It's like, no, we don't.
Of course you don't.
Invest in your local postal carrier. Jesus Christ. But like, just a couple of weeks ago, I wiped down my entire dash, my visors, the fan, all the plastic parts and shit, like everything, like just wiped down the whole thing with my own Clorox wipes, because they don't supply us with them because they're fucking cheap. Just like they don't supply us with good toilet paper. I have to bring in my own, Oh yeah.
You're not like wiping with like those brown paper towels, are you? Oh, good. Because that would be like. That would be,
when I worked at
torturous.
When I worked at a daycare, we didn't have 2-ply or 1-ply. We had like 1/4-ply.
Well, that's what my parents
You had to
used.
use an entire fucking roll. I feel like I'm
used to that. Yeah, because that's my parents used that single-ply nonsense.
No, I mean less than a single ply. Anyway.
Yeah.
So because otherwise the fan is just blowing that shit in my throat, in my eyes. I'm constantly doing this all fucking day long. And it's annoying because I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. I'm trying to avoid getting into an accident.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, like, I've never been allergic to anything, but with all the shit flying around, and what's kind of strange is that this is the first year that I haven't seen all that, like, white shit flying around. Like that white pollen
Not yet.
from the trees. Like, well, if it hasn't come out by now, I don't think it's coming out.
I don't know about that.
Like, I've seen all, like, the green and brown dust and shit everywhere. But I haven't seen the white pollen. I don't think we're getting it this year.
Is she fighting the bungee cord? What is she doing?
She's trying to bite it. She's like scratching her neck with it.
She's eating the box.
No, she's rubbing her neck. Sit. Now she's trying to reach into it.
Phoebe.
We'll be right back. Get out of there. So anyway, so I started to appreciate the evening shower because, like, not like just splashing water on my face, like in the sink, and like rubbing my eyes with a wet towel and stuff, like, because then it's in my beard, it's on my neck. If I go to scratch my neck, my fingernails just get turned black. And so like I have always, as I said earlier, like I like to shower in the morning, I like to be clean for the start of the day.
Yeah.
But I know so many people who don't even do that. Like, who literally roll out of bed, throw on dirty clothes, and come to work, and they don't care how they look, they don't care how they smell, like, they don't care how it affects other people.
I mean, yeah, that's a bit,
Like, I've had at least
pushing it.
I've had at least 2 coworkers in my 8 years that have come into the office on a regular basis smelling like red onions. Like, like they come into the room and it smells like a Subway.
We had a dude who literally, like, he was this close to getting fired because he stunk so badly. Like, we tried to be polite about it, but it got to a point where it's like, if we knew that he was working, we would stock cans of, like, Lysol air freshener in every room that he might be in.
And the thing is that, like, people would talk about these guys behind their back and talk about how awful they stunk and, how they bothered everybody or whatever, but nobody would confront them. Nobody, whether it be in a polite manner or a constructive manner or whatever, nobody would try to solve the problem. They'd just be like, oh, that fucking guy, like, when is he going to learn? When is he going to figure it out? It's like, why don't you go say something?
Yeah.
And eventually I did. And we've talked about this before, because I've been like, I would want somebody to tell me if it were me,
If
like
you were stinky.
if my breath stunk or if I looked like shit or whatever, you know.
Poor Jimmy. We actually had two guys that stunk because one of them, see, the one, I don't know if he realized it. Like when he was confronted about it, he was really mortified. But like the other one is outright like, I don't believe in deodorant. And I'm like, do you believe in soap? Like, there are other ways to deodorize yourself. I wanted to walk after him with like a lit match.
So like this was one of probably 4 or 5 different things that I wanted to, you know, I was like, what should we talk about tonight? And like, oh, this struck me at one point.
Being stinky? The art of being stinky? Ask Sadie about that. She's the queen of stink.
She's our own personal like delicatessen.
She's a little stink princess. She smells like an old ham sandwich.
Roast beast.
She is the roast
She
beast.
does smell like roast beef more often than anything else.
Meanwhile, Phoebe smells like Cheerios.
Yeah. She's got that new
weird,
baby
that
smell.
That new baby smell. She'll grow out of it.
But you know, like, so, but it's one. You know how angry I get about things that I have absolutely zero control over.
Yeah.
When I have to deal with other people's bad hygiene or bad, you know, like housekeeping habits or whatever, like, you know, because again, like
housekeeping, like housekeeping or like housekeeping.
Housekeeping in the sense that, like, you know how people use housekeeping to describe, like, you know, make sure you have good housekeeping at work or like in communal areas and things like that.
It's so, just the general tidiness.
Because I'm not the only one who uses my stuff. Like on my days off, whoever's doing my route is using my truck. They're using the stuff in my drawer, in my desk, you know, at my case. Like things are not always put back. Things are not always replaced.
Yeah.
Things go missing, you know, and it's just like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like the youngest person in my office is over 21. They're like 22, 23, whatever it is. Okay, so that is a full-grown legal adult.
Yeah, no, that's a full ass person.
Full ass person. It's a person.
It's a person.
And you know, my transmission starts to go today, and I'm like, gee, I wonder who's responsible for this because I know it's not me. So rather than get into an accident, I go back to the office, I swap out trucks, I go get another truck, and I open the door. And there is, as I told you, a mountain of rubber bands, used rubber gloves, water bottles, Celsius cans. And not a small amount. I'm talking a mountain.
I have a habit of having soda bottles all over the place.
Not as bad as this.
Not as bad as that, and certainly not as bad as I used to be.
Yeah.
Okay? But like I've known
You should have met my mother.
I've known people who said that, like, you know, oh, like the backseat of my car is full of Starbucks cups. And I'm like, ew. I'm like, I'm sorry. Those don't like come clean.
My mom used to leave ginger ale bottles everywhere.
Yeah. There's just like, there's going to be just like a little sticky residue in each and every one of them. It's just like, that's gross.
Did I ever tell you about the time Justin and I were coming back from a concert? We had just left the Brewster train station and we got pulled over for speeding. He was driving. And we were up to our knees in Monster cans.
That's disgusting. Shame on both of you for drinking that nonsense.
No, it was all him.
Well, shame on you.
Like, I got into the car and I had to maneuver my way just to get into the seat.
Gross.
But, you know, I'm sure he's not like that anymore.
I hope not. The liver can only take so much.
Justin, call in. Should we cold call him right now?
No. All right,
So, and naturally, I bring it to management's attention, and naturally, they do nothing about it. Just like how I say, you know, this kid who, you know, we've talked about him before, you know, Chinese fire drill, has gotten into multiple accidents, has destroyed many trucks, and still has a job, still gets to, you know, take advantage of other people's things and, you know, not treat them the same way that, you know, any one person would treat them.
But let's not veer too far off of the stinky road. Is he stinky?
His attitude is pretty stinky.
His attitude is stinky. But he's the one with all of the cans and stuff, like the Celsius cans and stuff.
I have no actual proof, but the thing is, there's only 2 people in the office who drink Celsius now, and one of them has their own truck. Mm-hmm. So It's got to be him.
I just don't understand.
It's just like, okay, this will tie in perfectly.
Do it.
I can't tell you how many times I've gone to management about the fact that certain men, and I say men,
manly
refuse to flush the fucking urinal.
That's disgusting.
I can't tell you how many times I've gone into the men's room, walked up to a urinal, and there is a giant pool of yellow, brown,
Brown?
fucking...
Someone needs a doctor. Jesus Christ.
Now, I knew one of the culprits because he openly admitted it. He
that
said
he has brown pee? See a doctor.
He refused to touch it. And I'm like, use your shoe.
I was going to say.
Kick it. You're tall enough. You can reach. If I can reach, you can reach.
I've literally, I don't think I've ever touched a public toilet flush valve with my bare hands.
See, I have.
Ever.
Because that doesn't bother me because there's this thing called soap.
Right. And you do wash your hands afterwards.
I wash my hands more than any human being should.
Yeah, you do. But like I've never, and yet I have flushed every single time. But I've never touched a flush valve with my bare hands.
But see, when it comes to the work toilets and the work urinals, I have a shoe. I can lift my leg.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
I've known people
I'm not eating dinner off my shoes.
See, now, here's the thing about flushing that has always gotten me, okay? And it's an example that I have used when discussing things like other housekeeping, quote unquote housekeeping issues, like the idea of like, if you could leave something the way someone else is going to use it, right? Like, for example, let's just take, for example, our coffee maker, right? We have a single cup coffee maker. You make your coffee first, typically speaking, 98% of the time, you make your coffee first, and then you remove your pod and you throw it in the trash that it is empty.
Sometimes I forget, though.
Right, but your intention is to empty it into the trash so that it's the receptacle is prepared for my pod, and then I remove my pod afterwards so that the next day it's ready for you.
That's common consideration.
It's common consideration. I have used this example of flushing the toilet to try and illustrate why it is common courtesy. For example, you use a toilet, right? Let's say you don't. Usually. Let's say you don't flush. Not you personally, the royal you.
I mean, I can't really flush, the trail in the woods.
But let's just say, okay, that any one person uses a toilet, right? Whether it's in their private home or in public or whatever and everything, and they don't flush after they're done, simply because it's not a big deal. The next person is gonna flush either before or after. And it's like, yeah, but would you appreciate it if I never flushed the toilet after I did, because it's just as easy for you to flush before you go?
That's not the point.
But that's just it. It's the same thing. It's something so minuscule. A brief moment out of your life for common courtesy, specifically when it comes to hygiene, because if you just let that shit sit there, that's not good. That's airborne.
I saw a ridiculous...
Ew, especially a urinal.
I saw a ridiculous meme earlier today, like right as I was coming back to the office. It said something like, I want my kid to dream bigger and to be louder and to apologize less and to, do all these. And I'm going down the list and I'm just like, this parent wants their child to be incredibly selfish.
Here's the thing about stuff like that, though, right?
Yeah.
When we encourage, not just kids, but when we encourage people to be unapologetically themselves, it doesn't mean telling them that it's okay to be an asshole.
It doesn't extend
That's
to...
That's not what it extends to.
Yeah.
It means don't let other people dictate how you live your life. Don't let other people dictate what you should enjoy or how you should do things. That's what we mean by being unapologetically you, is you're not masking for other people. That's what that means. It doesn't mean encouraging people to be douchebags.
There were certain things that I personally just couldn't understand, particularly until they were explained to me.
Yeah.
Like putting the toilet lid, what is it? Up, down, down. Yeah.
Putting the lid back down?
Putting the lid back
down or the seat?
Which is it? What do women want? Is it the seat?
The seat down.
The seat down.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Because
guys
you
lift,
lift the seat.
Right. Okay.
If
Well,
you're
sometimes.
if you're considerate.
Yeah, but I also don't pee on the seat.
Well,
I've always had great
there's
aim.
splatter. It's not a matter of that's just it. It's not a matter of people peeing on the seat. Insofar
There's
as there's splatter.
See,
because when women pee in public too, none of them, I'm going to say 97.8% of women do not touch a toilet seat when they pee in public.
Half of our audience just turned this
We're
off.
all hovering. That's just a fact. And the fact of the matter is that there is splatter.
So back when I was a kid, I used to it was like a challenge. I used to challenge myself like, oh, let's see if I can get it all in this time.
Ew.
Well, I mean, it always all went in, but like, see if I could do it without hitting the seat.
You work,
but
on
to
the
speak,
pressure you
but to
put
speak
behind
to your
it.
point, it's like if you do splat, like let's say you don't, you lift the lid, but the seat's still down, and you do like get a little bit of splatter, a man should have the courtesy to wipe it up. It is your own urine.
Yes.
Like I can't. Oh,
correct.
So every single time I take Henry to the bathroom, I'm like, because he. What is it with fucking little boys and like not wanting to pee standing up? Like I don't.
I've never been one. I don't know.
For some reason, he doesn't want to do it standing up. Like he'll do it if he absolutely has to, but like, whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna. Yeah. But I always tell him, I'm like, make sure you wipe the seat before you sit down.
Yes.
Because people are inconsiderate.
Yes.
I shouldn't have to tell him that, but
No, but I mean, it's also it's a safety thing, for your own well-being.
Maybe I should tell him, be like, you know how I always tell you to wipe the seat before you sit down. Well, people pee on the seat. Maybe you might want to start peeing standing up.
Maybe if you tell him that toilet seats are nefarious for having pee all over them, maybe he'll be more maybe he'll be more encouraged to stand up next time.
Ugh.
Be like, see,
man.
Now you're not touching pee-pee.
Ew.
So gross.
Have you ever touched pee-pee?
Well, I'm 42 years old. So, in more than one sense, yeah.
Pee.
I don't know that I have ever
This has gotten
had.
so silly.
There are moments that I've had where I truly like I've had stints where like not even like post-surgical stints, but like I've had stints where like I haven't washed my hair for like 4 days.
Well, I know what that's like because of the tattoo.
Yeah. But like it's one of those things where it's like it didn't used to feel as gross as it does now. Like now it's like if I go a day without washing my hair, and I know that people say you're not supposed to wash your hair every day, which is weird to me, but like if I go a day without washing my hair, like my whole body feels disgusting.
Same.
Yeah.
But like when I was in high school, I never did it every day because, I didn't have access to like a hair straightener or a hot comb or
well,
anything
you had
like
a lot
that.
of hair.
But because of the way my hair is, I'd wash it,
Yeah.
I'd dry it, and then I'd tie it up immediately because if I didn't, it would get all knotted and stuck together. And even if I did tie it up, a lot of times it would do that too.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying because like I wake up and I can just feel all the
it
oil.
Feels, so
like,
gross. It feels so icky.
And fighting a lifelong battle against acne, like that's not conducive to healthy skin.
Like when I was younger, I was the first when I was in like high school and maybe even middle school. I set my alarm extra early to be the first one in my bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean was key because we only had the one.
Well, lucky for you, you were only, having to share it with 3 other people. I had to share it with 5 other people.
You only had one bathroom?
So we had the downstairs bathroom didn't have a shower in it. That was the laundry room. We had our bathroom, and then my parents had the bathroom in their room, which from the time I was like 4 onward, they stopped using the shower and just started using it as storage.
Why?
Because like the latch to the door broke and they didn't bother getting it fixed for 30 years. So much so that like when it came time to sell the house and I'm emptying it out, I'm like, I am finally going to get to see what mom's been hiding in there all these years. And I don't remember what I found. I was actually really hoping I'd find like toys that got stashed away or something. But I'm like, this door's not broken. Why the hell didn't we ever use the shower?
I always made sure that I was the first one so that I would get hot water so that I could get out in time and have, all the time that I needed to make sure that I got ready and everything. But it's like now, I mean, when I was going to work, at the dispensary and everything like that. Like, not when I was merching, obviously. Like, what the fuck is the point? I knew people who would go to, like, work on site at, like, a festival or something like that and, like, get up, shower, and put on, like, a full face of makeup to go out. And I'm just like, I'm like, you know what? If you, that screamed high maintenance to me.
You want to talk high maintenance?
No, I'm not done yet. That screamed high maintenance to me. I was happy to get my hair up in a ponytail and put on a clean shirt. Pants didn't count because the pants were always going to be dirty. So it's like you put on whatever you have. But like at the end of the day, midnight, 1 a.m., whenever you got back, it's like the shower at the end of the day was the greatest thing ever. And now that I'm working from home, like I would prefer to shower at the end of my workday, not before bed per se, because I don't like the feeling of getting into bed feeling damp. Like that after shower sweat that you get kind of a thing.
Well, I don't know. The only time I get that is when it's hot out.
It's like a condensation kind of a thing.
That's the worst feeling when you get out of the shower on a hot day and you immediately start sweating.
Well, you've seen that happen to me several times in the last few months. That's like the shower like triggers hot flashes.
But I appreciate the evening shower after a long day on a hot day at work because of the fact that I get out, I towel off, and it's like, wait a minute, it's evening. I don't have to brush my teeth and do mouthwash right now.
I mean, you can.
Well, that's later after dinner,
But like, I love
because in the morning I'm going against the clock,
I love the post-workday shower.
But
I love it.
You want to talk high maintenance? So
tell me, is it me?
No.
Okay, good.
No, you are the easiest person to get along with in the bathroom in the morning.
Bless.
But I have 3 older brothers.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm not going to say which one.
I know which one.
But towards the end of my time living in my parents' house, before I moved out, it was just me and this brother. And he had a routine that started like this. He'd go downstairs, he'd start making his coffee, and while his coffee was brewing, he would turn on the oven burner. And he would turn it on high, and it didn't matter what time of year this was. And he'd put his hands over the oven burner. And then he'd bring his coffee upstairs and he'd go into the bathroom and he'd stay in there for 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours. 2 hours. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating. I
was going to say, maybe
it was an hour, but it was definitely more than any of us took because I go in, I shit, shower, shave if I have to, teeth, mouthwash, deodorant, like
in that order.
Like you see me now. Like I get up from having my coffee at 7:30 and I am out the door at 7:50. I need 20.
Yeah, but you've also, I mean, you've dwindled that down because you used to shower at like 6:45, 7 a.m.
and then have my coffee afterwards.
And then have your coffee afterwards and take it to work with you.
But now
you make that mad dash at the end.
Because I like being able to relax and watch the animals and sip my coffee. And now we got them running downstairs and doing whatever.
Yeah.
But like I do like the dash, and I only need and to do a full wash, teeth, mouthwash, floss, everything, straighten my beard. 20 minutes. I need 20 minutes.
Well, that's good to know.
And because I don't want more than that. Like. The time for taking my time is in having the coffee.
Yeah.
And, watching the day. Like, I like watching, well, I mean, the sun's already up, but, it's like.
For me to get ready, like, shower
2
included,
hours.
2 hours is too much. I'm a woman, and I can say that with confidence. I know that I could get ready. I could get myself ready in as little as 20 minutes. I've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes showering, dressing, teeth, contact lenses, and maybe some mascara if I'm lucky. But like, I like to give myself a good 45 to an hour just so that I have the time, because I don't like that mad dash. I don't like feeling rushed. I remember more than one occasion where like back in high school, where I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, be the first one in the bathroom, shower, brush my teeth, get out of the bathroom, and then get back to my room, close the door to get dressed, and fall right the fuck back to sleep in a towel until my mother is banging on the door like, "You're up, right?" And it's like 5 minutes before I have to get in my car. And I'm just like, shit.
Now, like, I know everybody's different. Everybody's got their own habits. Everybody's got their own this and the other thing. But it's like, it's the same thing that you constantly just hear me complaining about, is the fact that, like, we have no control over other people.
No.
And even if it is an encumbrance on us, like, you know, like with the guys who refuse to flush the fucking urinal, I go to management and I'm like, can you please say something to these people or on the floor or whatever? And they've looked at me like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, go away. Like, that's so stupid. I'm like, okay, then tell them it's stupid and tell them to start flushing the fucking toilet. Like, it's common decency. Like,
it's also
common decency for you to do your job and tell them to fucking do it.
Thing. That's
Like,
just it. Like, hygiene is meant to protect yourself as well as the people around you.
Like, when I open the door and I see this mountain of cans, I show that to my boss and I go, you know, can you please talk to this fucking person? Like, we're not garbage men. We shouldn't have to fucking clean up after these people.
Amen.
They are grown adults. They should leave these trucks the way they found them.
It used to drive me crazy, and it's the stupidest thing, and I know that, but like it used to drive me crazy when like I would go back to the dispensary and I would go to my desk after having a day off and I would see like fingerprints on the desk. And I'm like, first of all, if I can see your fingerprints, you're gross. Period. And second of all, like the idea that like I had a cup of pens and highlighters right next to my computer. But like the pen will be like hidden behind the keyboard. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, just put them the fuck away.
My old man is fucking laughing at me right now. Right fucking now, because for years he always got on our case, John and I particular, about, you know, one day, you know, you're gonna realize how frustrating it is when people take your stuff and don't put it back, because we constantly took his tools and his pens and his watches and his other things and whatever, and we used them. We didn't put them back where we found them, and he would get so mad. And he's laughing about this right now.
I've seen that meme floating around for a few years now that says, like, you call it OCD. I call it put it the fuck back where it came from. Like, seriously. It drives me batty. It drives me absolutely nuts. That whole thing. And I'm just like, fine, call me anal. I don't give a shit. Just put my shit back where you found it.
But the good thing is that if ever, you know, my dad was going to use something of mine or something at the store, like when we had the store, could always count on him to put it back where it belonged.
Bless. And I'll bet he wasn't stinky.
Yeah?
I mean, did you all smell like gun cleaner?
Well, I mean, so, you know, in his older...
Or that lead soap?
In his older, you know...
He smelled like ointment and pee.
You smell like ointment.
You
smell like ointment and pee! No, he got to the point where, especially after my mom died, he got to that point of like not caring anymore. I mean, he did shower most days, but like, you know, after a while, like you could smell his pickling. Just the smell of you know, stale provolone and deli meats just emanating off of the oils in the skin, you know, like seriously, like we are just pure.
That's what the inside of his hat smells like.
We just ask Giovanni, ask any delicatessen owner, like we just sweat pure extra virgin olive oil.
That's a potent smell for people who are unaware. Like when you're frying chicken and stuff, I can smell that olive oil on the other side of the house, like good fucking grief.
Next time I'm frying chicken, I'm just gonna turn on the burner, stick my head over it, and then once I start sweating, and put that in the pan.
I feel like there is a bare minimum of, if you are going to, like, again, be unapologetically you. I encourage it and everything, but for the benefit of those around you, I feel like
my God, don't be a dick.
I feel like that's just it, is that there is a bare minimum of effort to put into your personal hygiene for the sake of the people around you. And I will tell you exactly what they are. Toothpaste.
Mm.
Okay? Toothpaste. Easy one. Even if you don't brush your teeth for a full 2 minutes because you're gross, are you gonna yell at me?
No.
What is that face?
I'm
Toothpaste. I've known people to just put toothpaste on their finger and just go just to freshen their breath.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well,
Do
again,
you remember those
I've lived with a
Listerine
lot-
strips?
Yes. I've lived
Those
with
things don't work.
I've lived with a lot of people who, you know, are on the road for most of their lives.
What
and
mints
everything.
did you used to carry?
I used to carry Tic Tacs, but the noise bothered me, so I carried Certs.
I used to have icebreakers. I used to think it was really cool to keep
Yeah.
that little tin in my inside pocket.
Now I just carry Starlight mints.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Continue.
Toothpaste is one of them. I believe deodorant is another one. I know a lot of people are like, "Ooh, deodorant, it causes cancer, or brain
No, it
damage, or autism, or whatever
but
the
not
fuck
deodorant.
deodorant causes."
Antiperspirant.
Antiperspirant is not necessary for everybody. Is the thing. And antiperspirant
Does not work for me.
Does not also deodorize necessarily.
I mean, mine does.
Antiperspirant means it helps prevent you from sweating.
Which mine, no antiperspirant I have ever used has ever worked.
Now, I use that clinical strength, it's not really an antiperspirant, but it does work.
I'm going to start using your speed stick.
I don't use speed stick. This isn't middle school. All right? But that's just it. Now, people who don't believe in using deodorant, fine. Soap. You have to soap.
You want to talk about?
And I'm talking daily.
People who don't believe in shit.
The last one that's a must is a hairbrush.
That means you, Henry.
I'm trying to convince this kid, and I'm like,
listen.
I'm like, maybe I shouldn't bother.
A few more months.
Bother. If
he can tie it back.
If he's not gonna fucking brush it, let it mat up, and then we'll have to shave his head, and then he'll learn a lesson.
A few more months, he'll tie it back like the swashbuckler he wants to be. Just like his brother.
But those are the bare minimum things that you should do if you are around other people.
So I will never I mean, okay, so we all know how into, games and, gaming and whatever I am. And I will never forget how when the place we used to go to in Danbury closed down, I decided to go looking for a new place. And I went to this place here in town. Mm-hmm. And the very first night that we held a tournament, they set us at the far, far end of the store. They're just like, here, you take that table back there. At the opposite end of the store, they had a bunch of guys doing their nightly or weekly D&D or whatever. There weren't many of us, but there's a good, I want to say 30 to 40 feet between us.
Yeah.
Maybe more. This is at their old location. We could smell these guys from there.
Ew.
We could smell it. It was the worst, just the absolute most disgusting odor.
That's gross.
So awfully unpleasant. And it's like, because I want to be able to do what we're doing, but, and so it got like in the gaming circles, it got so bad, not even just in the games that I play, but like all around, that certain companies that put on the tournaments and whatnot, like the professional, like, hey, there's money in prizing and stuff in this, had to issue hygiene policies. Actual hygiene policies that people are supposed to adhere to, because the attendees are known for like literally rolling out of bed, grabbing their bag, and heading to the tournament.
Well, most retail operations also make you sign, your employee handbook comes with a hygiene policy. Almost every retail establishment will have that. Now, what about going in the opposite direction, though? What about people who just drench themselves in cologne? I know you've dealt with this recently.
For the last 90 days, we had a part-time supervisor in our office who
He's gone now, right?
I believe he is gone. He's back in his office. Listen, nice guy. He had to walk my route, and but that's when I first noticed. He rode in the back of the truck while I drove.
Yeah.
But that's when I first noticed it. And he wore this some kind of like vanilla-ish color. It didn't really smell like vanilla. It had like a hint of vanilla, but it had this like pungent odor to it that was nothing like I'd ever smelled.
Ew.
But he wore so fucking much of it.
Yeah.
Now, I went to same manager that I've been talking about this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I said, listen, can you please just say something to him? Just ask him just to use a little bit less. It's really bothering me. It's really bothering a lot of other people in here. Like, just ask him to use less, because as soon as we walk in the building,
Yeah.
you get hit with it, and it's a little intense. And this guy says to me, I'm not going to do that. Just get used to it. He's from, the Middle East or whatever. Like, that's their culture. And
They reek of vanilla there.
And I'm just like, this has nothing to do with his heritage. This has nothing to do with his religion, his practices, whatever. Like,
No.
I have nothing against that. His odor is really intense, and it's bothering a lot of people. Just ask him to use less. And this boss of mine said, I lived there for many years and got used to it. So will you.
It'll only take many years, apparently.
So I went to the union and had them tell the guy, okay, you have to use less because you're causing a problem.
We literally, I don't remember exactly when it was, but somewhere in my 2.5 years at the dispensary, somewhere in like the second, maybe like a year and a half in or something like that, our HR department actually instituted a policy that we were to be a fragrance-free workplace.
Oh, I remember this one.
And we were all, and you have to keep in mind that, like, I mean, this was a company, I say company, this was a store run by women. We had men there.
Men.
We had men there who worked there. But the fact of the matter is that every single department or rank of employee was run by women. Every single part of it. And we had, I think, one patient who would come in and complain about like
the lack of men?
No. about one person's perfume.
Was it RuPaul?
Being a little pungent.
No.
And instead of just being like, hey, like maybe go to somebody else instead of going to that person from now on, maybe just wait until somebody else is ready to ring you up. They complained, and so HR instituted a policy at our store that we were a fragrance-free, an advertised fragrance-free workplace.
Oh,
now,
for fuck's sake.
I've been to places, like when I went for my colonic, they asked you very specifically that, like, please don't wear any perfumes in the clinic and everything, because there are cancer patients there who are like, getting their treatments and stuff like that. And, they don't want to be set off by certain scents and everything like that. So it's a consideration. But this is like saying like, hey, nobody wear, potent deodorant. No one wear body spray. No one wear perfume. Be careful with the mouthwash. And we're just like, no, fuck you. We're like, we literally, all of us looked at each other and we're just like, look, a new policy.
You know what
we're not following.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of all the places I've been to, like T-Mobile and the doctor on Kent Road, and all the other places that have, or the movie theater or the hospital, the little sign with a picture of a revolver and a red line going through it.
Yeah.
No weapons on these premises. One, that's not going to stop anybody. Two, the people that are legally carrying aren't going to be the ones taking them out. And three, how is that going to solve anything?
It's just, it's a policy. I mean, that's just it. It's like when they say in doctor's offices, all the signs are posted that says, please don't use your cell phone.
And you see everybody using them.
Everybody used it. I told you, I was at the doctor a few weeks ago. And when I went for my pain consultation with my new pain specialist, and I told you that there were a couple of women in the waiting room who were on speakerphone talking and everything. And another woman was just said, very politely, just like, excuse me, could you please just not be so loud and everything? And this woman literally said, don't tell me what to do. And
That's
I'm
when
just
you
like,
fucking smack the shit out of her.
Seriously. I'm like, not cool. Not fucking cool. I'll bet she was stinky too. I was on the other side of the room, but she seemed like the type that would stink.
Like salami?
No, like beans maybe.
Like Bush's baked beans?
Maybe. God.
What
Can you imagine having to be around somebody
when
who
I
just
first
smells
started
like
when I
beans?
started telling you about that supervisor that smelled with the cologne? Like, what did you tell me that I should bring into the office? Was it like a strand of garlic or like a
Yeah,
or like a whole salami?
because it's his
Yeah,
heritage to smell so potent and everything. And I said, so you should go in with like a wreath of garlic around your neck.
which I would
Maybe
do.
maybe a few sprigs of oregano.
You know, here's the thing about that. And
Just dry, just hang up
so
drying herbs at your station.
I don't know about you, but I've never been able to smell garlic when it's still in the bulb. Like
I
you
can.
I have to peel like all the layers off before I can actually smell it.
I can smell it. I mean, it's not as
Yeah.
potent.
I mean, listen,
but
I
can
would
smell
totally
it.
do that, you
Yeah.
know? Or I'd go and I'd like heat up some really stinky Italian food and be like, "What? It's my heritage. Deal with it."
Right?
It's literally
That's
it's
a
my
good
heritage.
saying, just bathe in tomato paste or something like that,
Ooh.
right?
But he's gone. And again, he was a nice guy. Like I had nothing
He's just
against him.
stinky.
You know, I didn't want to insult him, you know.
Well, that's a hard one, because it's like, what if somebody's just wearing a scent that you don't like?
But I said to the boss, and I'm just like, so if I go up to him and ask him to use less, like I'm not going to get in trouble or anything like that. He's like, you could do whatever you want, but it's not going to make him stop. And I'm like, I'm not the only one he's bothering. Like, again,
Yeah.
it's not that I'm asking him to not wear the cologne, especially if it's part of his heritage. Like, if anybody can appreciate that, it's me. But he's using a lot, and it's a cause for concern.
I mean, as a part
especially
of
with an asthmatic
as a
in the
part
office.
of the Italian American community, I mean, shouldn't you be drenched in like Axe body spray and self tanner?
Please
Shouldn't you be?
don't conflate me with Pauly D.
Hey. Oh man.
It's another
I
thing
don't
my brother
know.
dressed up anyway.
There's just I feel like hygiene, personal hygiene should not be a conversation that needs to be had once you're a full ass person.
Right. It's something
Right?
that should
Like,
be ingrained into
I'm
kids.
pretty sure that
Like in
I know
health class, like in 8th grade.
when I was in school, we had health in, I believe, 6th grade.
We had it in 8th.
I don't remember if I want.
Actually, no, we had it in 6th
No,
through
it was
8th,
6th
but 8th
grade.
was sex ed.
6th grade. You had sex ed in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we didn't have it until sophomore year. So we had one health class in
And yet
6th
you
grade.
lost your virginity before I did.
In 6th grade, when yes, and I lost it before I took health class. So we had the one health class. We had the one health class. So okay, so you saw the video in 4th grade that told you about your period, and maybe
No.
Well, we did.
Not in 4th grade.
We did it in 4th grade.
Okay.
So you saw, or maybe it was 5th grade. You saw the video about your period, and then in 6th grade you took health class, which
What
talked
period?
about. Well, they took the boys aside, and I'm pretty sure they talked about balls.
Not in 4th. No,
Pretty
not
sure.
not till 8th grade.
Okay, well,
All right,
my school did that in 5th grade, and then in 6th grade you took a full year in school of a health class, and that's where you learned about, I think, like communicable diseases and stuff like that. Not STDs, but you learned about like how germs happen, and then you learned about puberty and the reproductive system. And then in sophomore
Well, when
year,
your voice goes like this, then
Yeah.
it goes like this.
they talk about puberty because you're going headfirst into it. And then in sophomore year is when they did health again, but that's when they talked about sex ed, and they really got into like the dangers of tobacco. A lot about the dangers of tobacco.
Tobacco.
I remember talking
We're gonna
about
be smoking
tobacco,
some
and I remember
tobacco.
talking about STDs. And I remember taking notes, which was funny. Because I'm like, are we going to be tested on this? Like an STD test?
So the one unifying theme throughout all of this is people, like I always complain about, not doing what they're supposed to, not doing what they're expected to, not doing what, it's common sense for them to do.
Yeah.
And, like I said earlier, like, hygiene, bad days, whatever. In addition to all this shit, contributing to my fucking bad day, I had to ask fucking property management how many times, when are they spraying for ticks? And when I still didn't get an answer, what did I do? I called the fucking exterminator myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if any of our listeners have had Lyme disease, but I have. It's not fun. We're starting to see ticks around.
Mhm.
And just like my boss, just like whoever else I've fucking, taken shots at tonight, we have useless property management and a useless board who can't fucking be bothered to do something that we budget for.
I mean, I just don't understand that, because you asked them, you said, when are they doing the tick spraying? And they said, we'll get back to you about that. And it's like, okay, well, when are they doing the tick spraying? And they're just like, we're finding out for you. Okay, well, when are you doing the tick spraying? And they're just like, the tick spraying is not a part of the regular landscaping. And it's just like, answer my fucking question. And it's like, do you know? And then you just called them and they were like, yeah, we're coming next week. And it's like, ta-da. It's amazing.
Oh,
It really is.
fucking people.
It really is.
I bet property management stinks. I bet the landscapers stink.
Like mulch.
Yeah. Oh my god, the
smell of mulch.
The smell of the fresh mulch. Like, I don't know what kind of wood that is, but like,
I'm telling you that it's mixed with fertilizer. That's why it smells like that.
Because every fucking doctor's office and
So
every
gross.
fucking like plaza and shit, like where they're putting it around.
They're all
like,
getting it.
Oh god.
Well,
like,
when we
it's
went,
so potent.
when we went to Petco and they had the mulch in piles because they're loading it into like a hopper that sprays it out all over the place so they can aim it and make it nice and neat. The pile in the parking lot was literally steaming, and I'm like, ew.
A steaming pile of mulch.
Seriously, it's like in the winter when Sadie takes a poop and it comes out steamy, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, way to go, dog. I'm like, that's wild. It makes me reminiscent of when I visited Arizona, and you would open the toilet lid, the lid to the toilet, and it's like taking the lid off of a pot of boiling water. Just that steam that came up. It's gross.
Did I ever tell you about the trough in Las Vegas?
Maybe.
It was either.
First of all, anyone who sets up a trough in a public bathroom, like, I'm sorry.
So it was either as soon as I got into Vegas or like right when I first crossed into California. I stop at a rest stop, take a leak. I go into the bathroom, and it's a trough, and it's a very nice looking trough. Like, it's like something
like marble.
It was like something you
marble
would
sink.
see like in a casino.
Ooh.
Like, it was very like decorative, and
I'd like to think that you won't see troughs in casinos.
but there was no dividers at all.
No, it's like medieval times. You just stand there
It was
with each
like
other.
it was almost like a very large version of those waterfalls that you get at Sharper Image. Like just a life size where,
Maybe you're
15 guys are standing shoulder to shoulder, like taking a leak
But wouldn't it be
into
funny
the same stream.
Wouldn't it be funny if that's not where you're supposed to pee? Like, you find out all these years later that, like, you're actually peeing in the water feature.
I purposely waited until everybody left that bathroom, and like as I'm like zipping up, I hear the door open. I'm like, gotta go. Because it was very uncomfortable. I'm just like, I like privacy when I take, like, even if I'm standing up.
You like George Costanza, you want the doors all the way to the floor.
Listen, if I have to choose between standing at a urinal and going into a stall to take a leak, even if, again, I stand to pee, and it's like, I want my privacy.
Yeah, but if you were, let's say, if you were going into a men's room that had like 2 stalls and 8 urinals, let's say, okay? And the urinal turnaround is much faster than the stalls. Would you go to a urinal or would you stand there and wait for a stall?
No, I go wherever is available, but like I prefer, not only do I prefer that, but I prefer like a private bath. Like, so like when I'm out on the road, if I have to stop somewhere to take a leak, I mean 90% of the time I'm going in the woods because they just tell us like you're going to the woods.
Yeah.
Like when I was still the trainer and I took a woman out, I was like, listen, okay, they tell us to go in the woods, but I don't care how far you have to deviate. If you need to take a leak, you go find yourself a clean bathroom.
I mean, we know how to go in the woods.
Yeah,
also.
but you shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to.
We shouldn't have to, but as
I've had to go in parking lots. I've gone on the side of the road.
They don't fucking care about us.
I've gone in the back seat.
On the way to Yankee Stadium.
On the way to Yankee Stadium. Because when you gotta go,
that was a
you
big
gotta
gulp.
go. It was a big gulp. And I think we left that on the side of the road somewhere.
No.
No?
No, we must have thrown that out.
I left a Snapple bottle of pee on the side of 84 one time. Right in front of a sign that says pulling over is for emergencies only. And I'm like, trust me. I'm like, this is an emergency.
Hey,
my kidneys were about to pop.
That's always the biggest fear is like if you pull over to take a leak and that cop pulls up behind you. Oh. It's bad news bears.
especially if you're like midstream.
Travis, what would you do? Seriously, I mean that in 20 plus years that must have come up at least once.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you arrest them? Do you give them a citation? What?
I mean, I would think that it's a ticketable offense. Indecent exposure, if
Yeah, but
nothing
if you
else,
have
right?
to,
Or
if
public
you have to
urination.
go, you know, it's like when we got pulled over, taking her to the emergency vet. It's like we didn't mean to speed, but you know, she was like having issues that like
Yeah.
that necessitated an emergency vet.
Yes.
So
I don't know. I don't know. I wholeheartedly believe that like once you graduate into legal adulthood, the conversation of hygiene should not have to come up.
there's a lot of things that shouldn't have to come
Neither
up.
way. You shouldn't have to be told like, dude, your breath stinks, like brush your teeth, pop a mint or something like that. And you also shouldn't have to be told, oh my God, you are drowning in Axe body
Like
spray.
I can't even remember how many movies and TV shows where I've heard the line, "You are a grown fucking man," or a grown adult, or I've heard people in real life say like, "You are a grown fucking person. Like you should know better. You shouldn't be doing this. You should this, that, or the other thing, whatever it is." And now I find myself saying that, you know, internally, saying it, you know, to other people about other people.
Yeah.
And it's like, because, you know, I'm not an old man, but I'm not a young, like I'm middle something at this point, but it's
You're
like,
pushing middle something.
I'm
You're
pushing
not
middle-
middle yet.
but I'm not, you know, a 20 something year old who should know better, who's doing dumb shit anymore. It's like I have enough common courtesy and common sense to be like, okay, I'm gonna fucking put the seat back down and yeah, okay. It's been a long day.
You put the seat down.
And remove the Keurig pod and fucking, you know,
I mean,
replace the toilet paper and fucking whatever else there is.
my dad is pushing 80 right now. Okay? He's pushing 80. He's going to be 79 in September. Okay? He's pushing 80. I get it. We've dealt with this man's urinary issues my whole life.
You know he's gonna listen to this.
Maybe. Hi, Dad. But the fact of the matter is that lately, and I've asked my mother about this, I'm like, is he doing this at your house also?
Don't throw him under the bus.
No, because I now constantly have to ask him, Father, could you please go put the seat down? And I'm like, and because it always makes me wonder, I'm like, is he doing this at his house too? And my mom just goes, yeah, he's doing it at home too. And I'm like, well, he's getting up there and everything, but I'm just like, not on, like, I swear. I'm like, there are certain things.
I love that I've turned you Italian.
That it's like, ah. But when I see, like, a young person do it, like, it drives me crazy when, like, anytime that we've had, like, guests over and, like, they won't leave the seat up necessarily, but they'll leave the lid up. And it's like, listen, you had to lift the lid when you went in there.
Yeah.
That implies that we prefer the lid to be down.
Or guests who they dry their hands on the towel and then fucking just leave it like laying across the sink or some shit like
it's
that.
Like it's one of those things that, again, it's not OCD. It's put it the fuck back the way you found it.
Which should be common sense. And that's not just hygiene related, that's everything related.
For real.
This was a
people.
good talk.
This was a good talk.
We could keep going.
When we
absolutely
will,
keep
I'm
going.
sure. But the cat finally fell asleep, and we have to see what her damage was. But thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in. We had a blast. Find us on Instagram, DTAndy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can email us at dtandyandjjstar@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters and enders. And if you would like to be a part of the conversation, let us know. We'd love to get some people on this year. We'll see what happens. You can find Love Hard Art on Instagram and Coat of Arms Tattoo. Love Hard Art is getting ready for the Nashville Tattoo Expo at the Fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a Villain Arts show. It's August 14th, 15th, and 16th. We will be there.
I hope the weather's nice.
I hope the weather is nice. I hope the drive is easy. And I hope the sleep is plentiful.
Once you get me out on that open road.
We'll say. We'll say. It's a long way to Tipperary, baby. But we will be okay, and I've got some new stuff in the works and everything. I'm going to be posting a lot of that soon. So definitely, I'm eager to show off to everybody. Well, What else we got? Download Podbean, naturally. Thanks for your money this month. We look forward to next month. Download Podbean, give us a like and follow, because that is how we get paid. And you can find all of our episodes streaming at ttppodcast.com, and all the videos are at dtandyandjjstar.com. You got anything to say? Final thoughts? And that's a full lid.
We will be back next week with the regularly scheduled programming, something like that. I don't fucking know. I've got things in the works.
The sun is gradually moving its way up to your face right now. It's like we can see where the sunset is.
Young lady, would you please get up so I can see the sunrise?
But that's it for us.
Old timer.
That's it for us. The four of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.